Welcome, everybody, back to Getting In, a College Coach Conversation. It is January. I'm in Massachusetts and there's snow. But my colleague who's joining me to talk about summer uh,
Yes.
is in Hawaii. And there's no snow in Hawaii in January.
Oh my God.
Um, Welcome, Landis. How are you?
Hey Beth, I'm doing well. Yeah, it's around 73 degrees, I think, right now, December 15th. Lovely winter day.
Yes. So Landis is late of Chicago, so we can't
That's
begrudge him his current location in Hawaii.
that's right.
And you and I work together here, but you used to be an admissions officer at Dartmouth and Northwestern.
That's right.
And so today we are talking about summer programs. It does feel appropriate that you should be in Hawaii while we do this.
Oh
Um,
yes. Summer all the time.
Exactly. Let me start with a really basic question, and that is, when our listeners watch this or view this, um, it's January 6th. Is it too early to be thinking about summer?
No, it's not. It is not too early to be thinking about summer. You should start thinking about it as soon as possible. So when you're thinking about kind of your entire kind of high school plan. Summers, even though you get a break, are still something that you have to coordinate and that you have to
Right.
start thinking about how do I parse out that particular time when I have the ability to do interesting things, when I have all of this free time. So you should start thinking about that as soon as possible.
Right. And yes, it's amazing to me that even in my own house, my son and I have been talking about this coming summer. Now, granted, he will already be accepted to college, and
Sure.
so we're kind of thinking more along the lines of when are you going to be going to school, and what is time does that leave? Do you keep the current job you have? Are you going to need to look for something different, right? But
Mhm.
it isn't too early, especially,
No,
excuse me, for students who are going to be
no,
doing interesting things. So
right.
where do you recommend that students start? Right? So here it
Mhm.
is, it's January, they're like, it's
Mhm.
summer, I don't even know how do I think about this?
Right. And so the first place to start is to kind of do a self assessment. Think about what your interests are. Think about what you feel like you want to spend your time doing. Maybe, for example, there is a subject area that you're already really interested in. So maybe you can get a little bit deeper into that particular subject area. Maybe there's a new subject matter that you haven't even tried yet, and you want to experience what that type of academic experience or opportunity will be. So you can start thinking about, okay, is there something out there that I want to try that I
Right.
haven't done yet? You can also start thinking about, okay, do I want to start looking at volunteer opportunities? Do I want to have a job? But the basic first step is to start doing a self assessment. What do you feel like you want to explore? What do you feel like you want to do? And how do you want to craft that summer so that you get something out of that experience? It really is about stretching yourself and thinking about how you want to grow. And then fundamentally, you start to think about what are my goals for this particular experience. So, again, that self assessment is the number one thing that all students should do prior to start thinking about crafting an actual activity for their summer.
Right, right. And I think like a great example for me of that would be, sometimes I have students, they're really good in math and science. And so because of that, they will, or their parents will say, well, maybe engineering. And I
Right,
think summer is a perfect time to explore that because typically you can't take engineering in
right,
school, right? But there are a number of different programs where you could explore it and see, well, just because I'm good in math and science, do I
mhm,
like putting them together in this way and
right,
doing engineering, right? And so,
right.
at a very basic level, you're getting out of that summer, yes, engineering, or hell no, engineering. Not doing that.
Because that's another thing that students should be open to as well is that trying these experiences over the summer will let you know what you don't want to do. So
Yes.
thinking about that as well is also an opportunity to again stretch yourself and have understandings of what it is that you want to do. Very similar, like there will be some like finance summer programs, and students don't typically get to take finance in high school,
Right.
right? So again, thinking about those things that may not be offered at your high school and finding a structured activity over the summer can be very useful in that way.
Yes, absolutely. So,
Mhm.
um, great advice on where to start. So, okay, so now you have ideas. we've
Yep.
just mentioned, do you finance, it's engineering, maybe it's I want to improve my writing, or I want
Mhm.
to, I already see myself as a writer and I want to be in a community of writers,
Mhm.
any number of things, right? Where do
Right.
you go to find the actual opportunities related to those ideas?
Okay. Right. So the internet is a wonderful thing,
Yes.
so being able to utilize that resource is going to be very important for you. A couple of good sites to start looking into if you're interested in STEM, for example, there's a website called pathwaystoscience.org, which is a great one to let students see what kind of opportunities are out there in STEM related fields,
Hmm.
especially in the summer for high school students. And then if you're interested in maybe looking for volunteering or something like that, volunteermatch.org is another great website to look into to find experiences and opportunities to build those type of uh, volunteer activities if that's something that you want to do. Those are just a couple of examples of sites that are out there. So the
Right.
internet is a wonderful resource to begin.
Right.
The next resource that I would encourage students to do is to kind of just network within their high school itself. Talk to your guidance counselor. Typically, guidance counselors or college counselors often receive a lot of mail, email, really kind of soliciting students to participate in activities. So they'll be a great resource for you to find out some activities that are connected to some of the things that you're interested in. Also thinking about the academic disciplines that maybe you want to look into, talk to the teachers that you have
Yes.
in high school that are related to those fields. And they'll be able to think about giving you access and opportunities to different things that you may not have thought about or heard about. Also, networking within your family. Talk to your parents or close loved ones, guardians, anyone like that, and try to network within those particular communities to start building things like jobs or looking for internships. So those connections can also be meaningful as well. But foundationally, if you start to network and you start to really kind of think about the people that are surrounding you and the community in which you live, those are going to be some excellent resources to get you on your way to start thinking about what is it that you can actually do. And again, using the web resources, doing a quick web search, using some of those websites that I indicated, yes, that would be a good way to get you in the right direction as well.
Right. I love the idea of networking too, because a lot of times when you do that, that can uncover opportunities that are A, unique
Right,
and maybe only available to you, but B, not expensive or
right.
possibly free,
Free.
right? Free.
We
Free is
love that.
key. We love free because one of the challenges with a lot of the summer programs that are out there, and I held up one engineering programs, but they
Sure.
they do tend to be programs that you have to pay for, and they can be exceptionally expensive, and that's not always realistic, right?
Right.
So that networking, you're building a really good skill also that will serve
Also
you
that.
well in life.
Mhm.
But at the very basic level, it can uncover unique opportunities that you don't have to pay for.
Right.
And that's always a
That's
positive,
key. That's
right?
key.
It is key. It is key. What do so we talked about kind of figuring out what you're interested in and what you want to explore. I can't be the only one who has had a student who is sort of look at me blankly like, I don't know, what do I want to do this summer? I want to go to the pool, or I want to go to the beach every day, or I want
Mhm.
to sit and play video games every day. Um, what's your advice when a student really just doesn't know what they want to explore?
Right. So for everybody, there is actually something that you're going to be interested in. I'll go back to what I said toward the top of the conversation. Do that internal assessment. Figure out what you like, what you don't like. If you know you don't want to be stuck in a part-time job, you maybe don't want to do working at a fast food restaurant or quick service restaurant or something like that, then you can cross that off the list,
Right,
right?
right.
If you know that, like, okay, I think I want to be in an online program.
Hmm.
I don't want to actually have to travel far from home in order to participate in something. Again, that can be one of those things that narrows down that list for you. But the foundation here is to really do an internal assessment to think about, what do I like to do? What do I want to do? What are some of the things that I haven't yet tried that I can use during the summer opportunities to try those things? The great thing about summer in general is that colleges don't have any specific requirements for
Right.
what it is that you do during the summer. Instead, what they want to see is, how do you use that free time? So Beth and you and I both know that, like, after high school, you don't get those summers free
No,
anymore.
you don't.
So,
Never.
right, you never get those summers. So thinking about how it is that you want to build that time and use it to, again, develop some new skills. Think about some of the things that you haven't tried yet that you want to try. Looking to subject areas that you are already interested in that you want to push even further. So again, colleges don't have any specific requirements. They just want to see that you do something with that time
Right.
because they want to see how it is that you're expanding yourself and showing that you have growth and potential that really does help in the overarching admissions process.
Right, right. And hey, if you want to go to the beach every day, then are there jobs on the beach that you could do, right? Can you be a parking lot attendant? Can you be at this working at the snack shack or something like
Right,
that? I mean,
right,
maybe that's not what you envisioned. Maybe you really
right,
wanted to be on a blanket and swimming, but at least, that gets you in the environment that you like.
right.
I think sometimes too, students who really don't are sort of like, there's nothing I'm interested in. I just, like, I just need to
No,
sit. Maybe then what would interest you is making some money so that you have more choices of what,
right.
you have things you want to do or buy, or
Mhm.
you have a car and you want to put gas in it so you can go
Yep,
somewhere, a job. And so like, what are your
right.
thoughts about just a plain old summer job as an activity for a student?
I think a summer job would be great, right? It shows that you have the ability to have time management skills. It shows that you have the opportunity to have good customer service skills, and really that maybe you're just looking for, some change to line your pockets or things like that. But
Right.
either way, it is something that you can do. Again, that shows that you are able to build your time, manage your time, to understand how it is to work with other people in different environments. So if you want a summer job, that would be fantastic. Typically, students are looking for summer jobs that do have to do with maybe quick service industry, but also things like working at a camp or
Hmm.
volunteering and things like that, or looking for possibly paid internships that can
Hmm.
be connected with the job as well. But I think that a summer job would be fantastic. Again, it also, in addition to showing time management skills and showing your ability to have strong customer service skills, it shows a level of maturity as well.
Yeah.
Get into that job and you have to like kind of be on your own in a lot
Hmm.
of ways. And it also shows that you are good at listening and participating in teams as well.
Right.
Because oftentimes those summer jobs are going to be having you working with other people. So those are some great benefits of having a summer job. But again, it's not a requirement. If it's something
Right.
that you feel like you're attracted to, you're drawn to, excellent. If you feel like, I need to finally get my PlayStation 5 or something like that, right?
Right.
It's like, okay, fine. Get a summer job if that's something that you want to do. But again, always go into any summer opportunity understanding what you will gain from that experience.
Yeah.
It's more fundamentally important in the application and admissions process that you understand everything that you're doing and that you have a reason that you're doing it. Colleges don't really care about what it is per se. They really want to know why you do it. What's your motivation? How is it that this particular activity, whether or not it's something that you do in your high school related to one of your clubs or activities, whether or not it's something that you do over the summer, what was your motivation behind that? What pushed you towards participating in that experience? And what values and meaning did you derive from those opportunities? Those are going to be fundamental again in the application
Right,
process.
right. And it could be that something interesting that you do the summer between sophomore and junior year becomes something you write about in your essays.
Absolutely.
So, right, so there might be an opportunity to really bring in those pieces into your application if the summer experience was a meaningful one for you. And
Hmm.
you might derive meaning, as much meaning from working in a grocery store over the summer as you
Right,
do from interning in a a capitalist's
right,
office, right? Like so, or a venture capital firm office.
right.
I love what you're saying, which is that it is less what you do and more why you do it and what you get
Mhm,
out of it that is really
mhm.
going to be the most impactful when it comes to your
That's
applications.
right.
Yep.
That's right. That's absolutely
Landis,
correct.
thank you so much for joining us today. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
All right. Good seeing you, Beth. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy the weather there in Hawaii. And meanwhile, the rest of us will be suffering through the cold. I did want to encourage our listeners. I want to thank Landis for being here. I want to thank Shannon, for being here. Next week, Ian is hosting, and one of the things we're going to be talking about is income-driven loan repayment plans, and how to think about those and whether or not those are really will work for you and your future career. I'm not really sure what else we're going to talk about, so you're going to have to tune in to find out. But I guarantee you, it will be related to the college process. Also, don't forget to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. The more we get, the easier it is for others to find us. So if you like the show, please go and review us. Also, if you have questions you would like us to answer, send them to us. You could send them to us at Facebook. You could follow us on Facebook. You could send them to us via Instagram at collegecoachbh. You can email them to us, gettingin.voiceamerica@gmail.com. If you're interested in learning if we've covered a topic of interest to you, we blog about every podcast. So go to our blog and search there. It's blog.getintocollege.com. And don't forget, we're here every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific.